There's a recurring question I see in online screenwriting groups about the use of beat in a screenplay. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you use it? Should you not? And I'm wading in. A short bit of history though, and this will help get at the answers for whether you should be using beat or not. If you've read any screenplays from years ago, you will notice quite a few differences between those and screenplays written and sold today. Now, in the past, there were long blocks of text, camera directions, some stage directions, especially in early scripts because many screenwriters were first playwrights and they were used to including stage directions. But today, long blocks of text, gone. Camera directions, gone. Stage directions, gone. And a few other things have changed as well. Now, the main reason for this is older scripts, when sold, were often the scripts that were also used for production. So writers had to get scripts in shape for production and for sale. But the people reading the scripts were also involved in the production side, so they expected all those things to be in there, and they didn't have computers. They had to manually type it out every time. So we're just gonna keep it all here. It's gonna be one big thing. So the script we sell is pretty much gonna be the script that gets shot. But that's just not how it works anymore. I mean, today there are two kinds of scripts. There are spec scripts, scripts get sold, and shooting scripts, scripts that get shot. And what you do and don't include in both of them are different. In actuality, shooting scripts today more closely resemble scripts from years ago, but the spec scripts, the ones that actually get sold, those have undergone some changes. Of course, some things have stayed the same. The formatting conventions are all still basically the same. Dialogue and action lines and slug lines are all still there and look very much the same, even though they're a bit shorter on the page. We don't have big blocks of text, but we've still got stuff on the page describing the action. Of course we do, because you have to have that. Each scripted page still roughly translates to 1 minute of screen time. But technology has changed too, so how films are shot is different. And this is why longer blocks of dialogue or of action in older scripts was fine, because those typically were handled in one shot. But now, things are different. And to our question at hand, the use of the word beat has pretty much gone bye-bye. I mean, at least in the spec scripts that you are primarily writing. Now, can you still use it? Well, sure you can. I mean, we're not to the point yet where scripts are just being tossed if they include the word beat in them. But I'm gonna argue that there's a better way and that you should start moving away from using beat in your script. First, how are you supposed to use beat in a story? A beat is written in to express a moment in time that an actor takes either before continuing with dialogue or with an action. So Hezekiah walks in the room, scans it, a beat, flips off the lamp, slams the door. Hezekiah, I can't believe you did that. Beat, get out. And how that would be delivered would be something like, I can't believe you did that. Get out. So you're giving a little beat, a pause, just a moment in between to break up the lines. Now you might also see, if you read older scripts, the word pause, which kind of functions the same way, but pause is longer, beat is shorter. And so beat gets used a lot just to express a moment of waiting, of contemplating, of doing something, just a little break. And ultimately, it's there because that's what we, the audience, see when watching the film. We see the character pause or beat a moment and then continue on. Well, we don't know necessarily what Hezekiah is thinking about, not exactly. We might have our ideas, but we don't know. And we can't know because it's film and not a novel or a short story. So we aren't privy to his thoughts. All we see is he waits a moment, a beat. So you'd write beat. But let's talk about why you shouldn't use beat. For one, it reminds the reader that they're reading a screenplay and not participating in a story. Now, you want readers to participate in your story, to be immersed in it, to get lost in it, but beat pulls them out of it. It reminds them that they're reading. Essentially, you are kind of stiff-arming the reader, forcing them to back off. They're getting closer and closer. Beat! Back them off. That's not really what you want. And second, you need to know the purpose of the beat. I mean, most writers, when they use beat, are using it because of the cadence of the dialogue. They hear the dialogue in their head that's going along. There should be a break between this line and that one, so add in a beat. Okay, no. As a screenwriter, you have to ask yourself, why are they pausing? The actor is going to ask that. The director is going to have an answer. The set designer is going to want to know what else is in the room. What else is Hezekiah looking at? What else is there? And you could have answered the question for all of them, but instead you took the lazy way out and you just wrote beat. Okay, you can do better. And what you're doing when you use the word beat is you're losing out on a storytelling opportunity. Your job as a writer is to tell an engaging story. And by adding things in place of beat, you can suck just a little more emotion out of the scene. Hezekiah walks in the room, scans it, lands on a picture of him with his dad. Jerk. Flips off the lamp and slams the door. An actor's gonna know how to play that now. A director's gonna know what to do. A set designer's gonna know what to include. Or this one, Hezekiah, I can't believe you did that. Turns his back to his brother with, get out. Much, much better than just beat. Now, is using beat bad? Well, no, but it takes the reader out of the read and you lose an opportunity to storytell. And if you're gonna be a screenwriter, you don't wanna be losing moments to storytell. So don't be lazy with a beat when you could add in something that enhances the emotion of a scene or a moment. But can you use it? Well, sure. Sometimes you may just want to use it. It might just flow better on the page. Maybe you want the white space, something like that. So yeah, you can use it, but just know what you're giving up if you do. And I'm guessing you probably want to sell that script that you're working on. So why give a reader an excuse to step out of the story when you could be keeping them in the midst of it? Invite them in, keep them engaged. But again, no one's going to kick your script because you use the word beat. Now, they might kick your script because they weren't engaged in the story because you kept stiff-arming them all along the way because of how many times you use the word beat, but the word itself is not going to generate a pass. Now, in a few years, it might, but now it's okay if you want to use it. I just prefer to not use it because there are better ways, and I would rather you not use it because there are better ways. So, how do you fix it? Honestly, you just remove it. Replace it with something better. Have the character do something that expresses why they were waiting a beat to begin with. What are they looking at? What are they doing? And just adding in a glares at him instead of beat is so much better because now the character is actively doing something instead of just beat. So this one is an easy fix. Replace it with something an actor is doing that reflects the reason they're waiting a beat. Super simple fix, and it'll make your screenplay more engaging to read. Now, ultimately, I want to help you become a better writer and storyteller. And if you found any value and you haven't already, beat, please be sure to like, subscribe, bell, all of that. I really do appreciate it. There are several links below that you might find helpful if you're interested in transforming yourself as a screenwriter into becoming a master storyteller who tells stories that matter. You can even support me on Patreon, which is really helpful, and you can get access to all of my archive videos for as little as $5 a month. I really do appreciate the support and your watching. Thank you for everything you do. And when you go to tell a story, no beats, be sure to tell a story that matters. See you later.